it's so great to see somebody work so hard for so long to be able to achieve their dreams.
There's a few riders that you can kind of get lost watching, and I think Becky is one of those.
She has never quit, and it would be very easy to quit sometimes.
Her drive was entirely self-generated. It was from within her.
I think I was riding pretty much before I could walk. I loved every aspect of it, you know, from caring for them to riding them to, yeah, it's just always been part of me.
In the early days, we pretty much did everything together. She was really young when she started riding. She got this gorgeous tiny little 10-2 pony, and she would plait it up and we'd go out hacking together, and she was already keen as anything.
First thing that really came out was her absolute commitment to the total care of the horse, empathy with the horse, that if you were going to ride a horse, you had to look after it as well. And she was pretty fanatical from very early days.
Pony Club was a massive part of my life. I was doing everything from the dressage, show jumping, eventing. So that was already nurturing my competitive spirit quite a lot at that point. And then I had a pony called Max, but he wasn't a huge fan of the cross country, and turned out he did have a real skill for the dressage, and that was what sort of started pushing me a little bit more in the pure dressage direction. I left school after my GCSEs, so I'd already decided, I think probably when I was like 12, 13 years old, that it was something, you know, I wanted to do as a career, which was quite a big deal for me because I come from, you know, quite an academic family, but yeah, I just always wanted to do it.
It was her decision. She wanted to do it. Children, support them.
It was an interesting decision because she was academically very good, but was determined that she wanted to get on with riding horses full time. So she said to us, I don't want to stay at school. And we said, well, that's fine if that's what you want.
I mean, I have the most incredibly supportive family. Han actually did a degree in fine art, and by the time I left school, she was back home from uni. So we sort of, you know, right from that point, we were in business together and have built up this place together with the support of our parents. It's just a real team thing. One of my coaches, and he is really a life mentor as well, is David Hunt. One of his biggest philosophies is that you are better to do the wrong thing with confidence than the right thing with none. If you don't believe in what you're doing, if you don't commit to what you're doing, then, you know, the horse doesn't believe you, they're not on board with you. So you might be doing the right thing, but if you're not committed and confident enough about it, it won't work. When you ride well, it is actually a lot more about how you use your brain than how much you do with your body, because the quicker this works, the less this can do. So when you see it as something that looks elegant and effortless, what we're all striving for, there is an awful lot going on up here to let this stay looking a little bit more at ease. I've had my ups and downs in terms of where I am, you know, mentally, in terms of my confidence, but you just have to work through it, and luckily I have a really good team around me that help me do that. Myself, I've had issues with the piaffe and passage work. I don't think I lost my confidence teaching them how to do it. I lost my confidence in performing it at the very highest level. I also train with Carl Hester. He's a massive help and obviously a constant inspiration to all of us. And you know, I can remember taking quite a few horses to train with Carl, and he sort of said to me, you know, you're really good at training horses to piaffe, and inside I was like, no, I'm not, I'm really not, I'm not. And it's taken having a horse like Bomb and being able to produce it in the competition environment to sort of make me realise that actually I can do it okay.
Super piaffe.
She has never been in a situation until comparatively recently where she's had a high level of horsepower available to her, and she's always been able to make the best of a horse, I think. That I think has been one of her great skills. She could make a comparatively ordinary horse look pretty good. But to get to the top of the sport, it's got to be a good rider and a good horse. You can't do it when either of those situations is not there. And at the moment, yeah, she seems to have got to that position, so that's great.
I bred him. He wasn't actually born here. He was born at Julie Lockie. So Julie was one of my biggest supporters earlier in my career. And he then came here when he was probably 3. So he's done everything that he's done here. And it's no secret that as a young horse, I very nearly sold him. I didn't think he was a natural, superstar. He was always the most genuine, lovely horse to work with. But he wasn't so athletic in his movement, and he didn't have the best engine in the world. So I didn't think he had what it took to be that level of horse. I just thought he would be a really nice horse for somebody to have. I didn't sell him, thank goodness. And he has just gone from strength to strength, really.
Jaegerbomb is just the whole package. He's just been such a nice, easy horse to do in every way, right from the word go. He's just such a gentleman, and he really is like, I'm going to start crying. He is like a horse of a lifetime, he really is. I'm really sorry. It just means a lot, that's all.
Seeing his journey and where he's going, he kind of makes me appreciate that it's that hard work piece.
Jaegerbomb, Becky Moody!
Is often described as a legend, and I know that can almost be overused a bit, but certainly a horse like him, he is such a delight to take out to a show. The thing that I always find almost the most rewarding is that when you've done all of that in the prep for a show, and Becky obviously gets on and goes and rides, and when she smashes it, it's those moments when you get to take Bomb back to the stable that it's those moments that I think are the most special.
The right care in horse management is so important. Each and every one of them is an individual, just like we are.
I feel responsible for the foundation of a horse. The old saying, no foot, no horse. We're constantly considering what minor details we can tweak here and there, and it might just be 1 or 2 extra pushes with a rasp down one side of the foot to alter the foot balance after watching them from a dynamic point of view. We're constantly considering what type of shoe to put on them. We might play about and put a different shoe on, and if we don't see the result we want, we'll go back to the other one or swap again. So we're fine-tuning the whole time.
They are our first priority, because without them we just can't do it. They are athletes. He's just the kind of horse he relishes big atmospheres.
It's the biggest show indoors he's ever done.
I competed him in London, and he just thought it was the best thing ever that 7,000 people were there, to watch him. He thought they were just there to watch him, and he loved it.
Beautifully ridden from Becky. Lovely fluent transitions there.
Watching Becky at the London International Horse Show last year, it was really emotional. And
Said to me yesterday she wanted to choose music that explained him as a personality. A horse that is...
You could just see how delighted she was with the performance, and the horse looked like he'd had a great time, and the audience were obviously really rooting for her. Yeah, it was amazing.
That smile really, really does say it all.
It was so good seeing the horse happy and Becky happy and the crowd happy. That whole mix of things was, very special.
She's remarkable, and not just what she's done with Bomb, but what she does with all of her horses and how she supports other riders in the sport as well. It is a tough sport, and to be able to help others kind of make their way as well is something that she's really passionate about.
She's got an inner strength that has developed over time, and that's all her own work, nothing to do with anybody else.
She has done amazing stuff, and she has never quit. And it would be very easy to quit sometimes, but you know, you just keep coming back and she keeps coming back. So I'm very proud of her dedication and the relationship that she has with her horses.
My goal is just to be the very best that I can be and help my horse be the very best that he can be.